Hello, fellow traders. It's Nutty Bar, and it is time to do the recap. Good afternoon, everybody. I missed you guys on the stream today. Again, for those of you that missed it, I did not stream today. My wife, bless her heart, she spent all night long with her mom in the hospital, and she literally got no sleep at all. I think she came home this morning at like 5:30 in the morning, and that's why I decided not to stream, just so I could take care of the kids to make sure that they don't wake her up, and just make sure that she could get some well-deserved sleep. So thankfully, and she was able to. I think she slept until noon, so it worked out. I was able to trade it. I was still able to trade some, but it would just not have worked to try to stream. So thank you also, everyone, for the well wishes. I do appreciate it. Her mom is doing better. So, all right, let's dive into the recap. As you can see, we are small green. There's a lot more to the story. And these recaps, this is kind of the beginning of a new era. It's a new me. It's a new me. And this is what I want to do. Over the past 3 months, maybe longer, I've felt myself, I don't know, I've been very kind of willy-nilly, I would call it, with my trading, where I've kind of deviated from doing my normal, or what I would call my regular core strategy. I'm not going to try to make excuses on why I did that, but the last couple months, I've definitely felt my trading's just not been great. Haven't been doing that well. It just kind of felt out of touch. And sometimes I just feel like I've been taking just kind of random trades. And I don't like it, which I've especially been doing that the last couple weeks when I'm trading evals. But those days are over. I am done with evals. We are officially going to stick with these 28 funded accounts. We have 28 funded accounts, guys, and that is enough. I don't need more. Even though the trade day accounts, I would like to add 3 more trade days. And maybe I will, but for now, I'm going to focus on these funded accounts, slow, steady growth on these funded accounts. That's going to be the objective. So, basically, I read Mark Douglas' book again, and in there he talks about the 30 trade challenge. And that is what I want to do. I challenge myself. I don't know. I read that book and it just made so much sense. And I was inspired to take the 30 trade challenge. And I'm going to do it. And I'm going to share it with you guys and kind of how I plan to do it. I'm going to take a screenshot of each trade, make sure that it fits my strategy. If it doesn't, I'm going to grade myself on it. And I kind of have a checklist of things that I want to see when I do take a trade. And if it doesn't meet those things, then my grade goes lower. So, and yeah, I'm going to share my entries, my exits here, and just kind of everything I've been thinking about. The overnight trades, everything. Every single trade. And one thing I found myself sometimes is I take sometimes a little bit loose trades in the overnight, sometimes where it's just a little more willy-nilly, and it's also, it's those trades that usually get myself in trouble, and I'm trying to just prevent that as much as possible. Okay, let's dive in. And I'm going to try not to make these videos too long, but it is going to take a little bit more time, so let's get started. So, for the first trade of this new beginning, the new era, it was this trade right here around 9 o'clock. And we had a pretty big move lower, pretty consistent downtrend. But then we got some pretty big momentum to the upside. And I took a short off of the rejection of the VWAP. Took a short here. My first target was here. My second target was here. My stop was up here, and I got stopped out. Now, let's review so this is my score sheet. This is how I track. This is kind of my setup, my checklist. So, first thing, was price below VWAP? When I took the trade, yes, it was. Then second, clear trend lower on the 2-minute chart. And I kind of drew this red line to show where the downtrend was. And that failed. We had kind of broken the downtrend when we got back above this 910 area. We kind of broke the downtrend. So that's a price rejecting the EMAs. Now the EMAs is the yellow line is the 5-minute 21 EMA. The blue line is the 2-minute 21 EMA. The faint gray line is the 1-minute 21 EMA. That one I'm not really using at the moment. I want to see it, but I don't take trades off of the 1-minute 21 EMA. So, as you can see, I gave myself a failing grade on that because I took the trade based off rejection off of the VWAP, not off of the EMAs. So, yeah, the trade was a loss, but we also failed. Like, I gave myself a 70, like a C grade. It's what I am going to give myself on that. So, and that was so the way that I trade, just to kind of recap, this is also kind of important. So my funding ticks account and my funded futures. My funded futures and funding ticks is what I take 1 micro, but then, or whatever, it's the ratio is 1 to 1. I don't trade just 1 micro. I was trading 4 micros, but then all of my 150K accounts, I trade double the size. So when I'm trading 4 micros on the funding ticks in my funded future account, I'm actually trading 8 micros on the 150K accounts. So first trade, and it's a loss, and it's a $300 loss on the 150K account. So a pretty big loss to start out this journey. And I was pretty bummed about it. But I tried to remind myself, you know what? I took the trade, I reviewed it, I realized what I did wrong, and I made mental note of it. All right, now going to the next trade. The next trade I took was this morning at 7 o'clock. Just a little bit prior to 7 o'clock. Again, zoom out a little bit, but we had a clear uptrend. We were well above the VWAP, and price came down, tested this 21 EMA on the 5-minute. We got a break of the previous candle high. I entered and took profit here, here, and then here. So now we go and look at the grades that I got. Now let's go to the next chart. So here we go. This is the trade that I just talked about. Entry here. My stop was right here. Basically, it was a really good setup. Price was above VWAP. Clear trend. As you can see by the green line, clear upward trend. And everything was, the setup, everything was great. Only thing I gave myself a B plus instead of an A plus is the fact I didn't allow my trade to work. My target should have been the previous high, and then I should have trailed it from there. Honestly, after being down 300 on that first trade, it was everything in my power to not just take the full profit up here. So yeah, I didn't allow the trade to work like I should have, and for that reason, I gave myself a B plus. But the setup, the entry, everything was great. All right, now going to the next trade. The next trade happened. So then this morning we just had a lot of consolidation, choppy price action. We did finally break above, and once we broke above, I was, okay, looking for longs. And we tested this 21 EMA on the 2-minute, and my entry was above the 130s, break of this candle. I had my first take profit set right here at the 145s, just from kind of this swing high, and then my final target was up here at these highs. And I'm okay with that because there was quite a move in that area. And my first target was hit, but then price reversed and I got stopped out on the remaining accounts or the remaining contracts. So this is my setup for this. Basically, we did good. Everything was good. We were in an uptrend. We were away from the VWAP. We touched EMA, rejected entry. Everything was good. We just got stopped out, and we gave ourselves an A+ for that. We followed everything, and this was one of those trades that was very, very challenging. In the middle of this trade, when price came up to where you see right here, basically I was almost to break even on the day, and I had to. This is something that I'm going to struggle with. I really had to remind myself not to trade my P&L. Just trade it and follow your rules. But man, it was hard. I almost couldn't help myself, but I allowed the trade to work, and I was pretty proud of that. All right, then we started to sell off on the day, put in a really nice downtrend, and again, this is where I was very happy about how patient I was. We did have a rejection of the VWAP, but again, I'm not going to look to take trades based off a rejection of the VWAP. I want to wait for the EMAs. Could have had a good trade here, but obviously wasn't fit for it. But then we got a really good setup right here at about 12.16, 12.15. Took the entry here. My first target was the retest of the lows, and then I front ran the 900s, and that trade was the trade that got us back to green. Oops, I just realized I didn't show you guys the right screen. I'm going to struggle with that. I'm going to quickly show you the downtrend. This was the entry, and this is what I was talking about. Now let's go back. I'm sorry. I'm going to probably struggle a little bit with remembering my slide. Make sure I switch my screens. Here's the entry. My stop was right here, and take profit here and here. And honestly, this trade felt so good. I allowed my trade to actually go to my second target, and it was very challenging. I'm not going to lie. There were a couple of times my finger was on the trigger, but I'm not going to say that it's always bad to take your profit early. But when there is nothing showing and no indication, then I want to try really hard to let my trade work. So anyway, that kind of concludes the day. That concludes the session. I locked out, and I'm kind of done trading for the day. Right now, it's kind of interesting setup. I did see this. We rejected off the 21, but I kind of already locked in the day. I actually have to run, and I have to take care of some stuff, so I know I can't be here. And I've barely got time to do this video. So anyway, that concludes it. It's kind of how I plan to do my for 30 trades. I'm going to really do this, and maybe I'll continue doing it even after. Maybe I'll like it so much that I'll keep doing it. So I would love to hear some feedback. Let me know what you guys think, and if this is valuable or if this is just a lot of gibberish for you guys. So anyway, thank you guys. I'll be back streaming tomorrow, and take care, and God bless.